wonderful morning to you. Thank you for staying with the flow of God's own state, and welcome to this special interview session. My name is Wisdom Thomas. Education, they say, is the key to success, but quality education is tantamount to fulfillment, sustainability, and growth in a society. Admittedly, quality education has experienced a paradigm shift from the public schools to the private, with the public schools offering little or nothing, which is in stark contrast to what it was more than 4 decades ago. But why? Founded in 1929 by Robert Fisher, Government College UMUAHIA was one of those institutions that made wave across the southeast and the nation in general, until the sudden decline which more than enveloped this part of the world. However, there has been tremendous changes in that institution, which we will be discussing on this special interview session this morning. Just to try and reiterate, my name is Wisdom Thomas, and joining me on set to look at this particular discourse is Austin Osa Edegbe, the Principal, Government College UMUAHIA. Good morning to you, sir. Good to have you.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
All right, let's start off this way. In our current space, like I pointed out in my introduction, there is a sudden decline, very sharp decline, in terms of what public institutions are offering education-wise, and that was not the case more than a decade ago. Public schools held sway at the time. I mean, they were the ones churning out the best in terms of education, politics, science, and technology otherwise. But why the sudden decline?
Okay, thank you very much. I would say funding, and funding again. I'll say, without mincing words, that there was a sharp decline in funding. I think, and it got to do with those saddled with the responsibility of taking care of the schools. So with time, we got to see that they started reducing the amount. Education is an investment that you need to put money into to make it work. The difference between the private we call today and the public is funding. Give these public schools the kind of funding, the kind of infrastructure you have in private schools today, then they will do well. They have the students, they have the teachers to do it well, but they lack the capacity, they lack the funding. So the whole decline we are seeing today is all boils down to funding. You see a class, 60 students, no chairs, tables to sit, and that teacher will have to teach and take every child, because every child counts. So that's just the issue we're having today, funding. Give public schools the necessary funding and the supervision they need. They would go places.
And apparently it's not just in UMUAHIA, Abia State. It appears to be a general thing across the nation. Like you said, if what you said is anything to go by, the government across the board have a bit reduced their funding to education, and it is actually affecting everything, because I can remember Government College UMUAHIA boast of illustrious list of alumni, Jose Akala, former governor of Abia State, former Imo State governor, Chikwe Udonwa.
The list is endless.
I mean, quite a long list. Gotula Babio, former governor of Akwa Ibom State. But is there still hope for the public school? Is there a chance that there could be a change, the same way it tilted away from the public schools to the private schools? Now, do you think there is an iota of hope for the public school to reclaim its place in the committee of schools?
Yes. I'll put it like this. I tell those around me that if the government could use the same will, the same vigor that was put in place to change our national anthem, within just 1 week it was done, right? If they use that same to say this is the funding that will go to education, all this while when they do budget to say, oh, this percent goes to education, they never meet up to that, compared to what they use as what politicians collect as their allowances and everything. If within a week they tell themselves that, look, we would fund education well, then the story will change. Public schools will come back to life, and they will have all what they need to make them succeed, so that teaching and learning will take place in our public schools also.
I would have wanted to ask, how can we reclaim our public schools? But I'm going to zero in on Government College UMUAHIA. Was that what the old boys were thinking when they decided to have that head-to-head chat with the government of Abia State? I'm thinking around 2014 or thereabout, when they saw the decline in the institution infrastructurally, otherwise, and decided to claim the school. Is that a measure of taking back the public schools and restoring their lost glory?
Yes. They did what I would say is novel, what has not happened before, that others are trying to learn and follow that model. But let's tell ourselves the truth. Must we come to a point where individuals and groups like this, old boys, will start to take schools for them to come back to life? Is education not a priority to a government? We shouldn't just wait. Yes, government college will do something very special. But must all public schools go through this route? No. I think the government should do the needful. I think it should be more of government really funding education and making sure that no nation thrives if education is not taken care of. So I think, yes, we've done something. The old boys government college have done something laudable, something great, but I think it's still left for government to spend and cater for education.
Let's stay with Government College UMUAHIA, and I don't know what I tried to say. I'm a product of Government College UMUAHIA.
Wow, that's great.
That's a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's look at the numerous changes which has happened there. I can remember quite a lot. I picture the school right in my head, from Mami Market to the staff room to different other places, like the chemistry lab to the physics lab, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Tell us, what kind of change across the board can people go in there for the first time in the last decade see?
Well, the first thing you discover when you're just driving into Government College now, you ask yourself, is it a secondary school or a university? Change in terms of structure, function, and the way things are done. Yes, the old boys were not pleased in the last decade how the school was run. So they took it up, and they knew that they have a task and they must not fail. And they are not failing, and they will not fail. So there's a great change that has occurred in Government College today, just from the gates.
I want us to take them one at a time. Let's start with infrastructure. Obviously, for anyone going to Michael Akbar University of Agriculture, someone who is living there in Government College, of course, it has taken the name of that particular area, Government College. That's how tremendous, that's how magnificent that institution is and could be. Infrastructurally, what are the changes in the landscape of that school? Tell us about them.
Number one, we have modern classrooms now. Well-equipped modern classrooms where you can find anywhere in this country, even anywhere you can talk about in the world. We have classrooms that are well-equipped with projectors, with androids, with everything you need for learning and teaching. We have it now. We have a modern boarding house facility where you have students, they have, because my own concept, even when I joined Government College, is that boarding house is not a retention camp. It's not going to put students and for one offense they've committed at home, then go for the punishment. No, boarding house is where you come and they have time to read. They live a regimented life. So the hostel should be where students can have at least a bit of comfort. That you get in Government College. Our landscape, everything, for our library, to our lab, to our laboratory, to our main block, wonderful. I can beat my chest to say you can hardly find that in a state like this.
Let me ask two questions, and that's from experience. During those days, you could have classes stretching from A to I to G.
Yeah. Does
that exist now? And then you mentioned the boarding school. How palatable is the living condition of the students in there? I noted the aspect of bullying. It was rampant during those days. Bullying, adequate feeding, where students there are not giving things which most persons wouldn't give to their dogs.
Yeah, let me start by saying we don't have the A to G to H classes, because the plan was to start afresh. So what happened was they allowed everyone to graduate, and we started afresh. So we had our own students we can be proud of, students who can say this is our product. So we started from year 7, that is GS1. So now we are in year 8, GS2. By September we'll be in year 9, GS3. So that was deliberate. One, to put what they call the UMUAHIan culture in place with the student. And that also helped us to deal with cases like bullying. Because we had students from the beginning that were told, trained, nurtured to believe that, look, we have zero tolerance for bullying. And as they grow to year 8, year 9, they're seniors now. So they will never bully their juniors, because we didn't bring people from outside to come and join us. So that was deliberate. We did that to make sure that that doesn't even happen again in a school called Government College UMUAHIA. Now, their welfare, they are well taken care of. If you pay a visit to our dining, we were deliberate in everything that we did, deliberately. We have standard dining, their food. Oh, I will invite you to come over. And
that would be interesting, because earlier this year, I and 2 of my colleagues who graduated from there were about to go in to see what was happening there, but we were told to go home. It was impossible for us to come. We were old students. Maybe
there's a little bit of the security we put in place so that we know who comes on campus. But now I'm giving you this invite. I bet you just at the gate you will be allowed to come in.
All right, let's talk administratively. What has changed? Because back in the day, I'm sure they didn't fall short in that particular aspect, but being able to cater for all aspects of education for the students, what is the difference from what it was and what it is at this point?
Yes, from the 1920s, 29 till late in the 80s, 90s, Government College did boast of wonderful teachers. But you know, whatever they say government do and do, sometimes there's laxity and the way they handle things. So that began to decline. So by the time the old boys were taken over, the quality of teachers we have, I think they couldn't just make do with them. So what happened was that when they were to take over, they had allowed those people to just go with the system. So they got quality teachers all over the country. I'm telling you, teachers from Lagos, from Abuja, from everywhere. Where we see quality, we go for them and we brought them in. So I can tell you our faculty as of today is so robust because we have the best of the best in each subject that we take in the school.
That's interesting. If you're just tuning in, it is the Flow of God's Own State and a special interview session between I and, of course, the principal of Government College UMUAHIA, Austin Osa Edegbe, and we are discussing the public school, but we've zeroed in on Government College UMUAHIA just to look at what has become of that particular institution at that point, and I still think they are one of the best in the state and in the southeast. We are due for a very short break. When we return, we will continue the conversation. I'm still going to stay with the administration and, of course, the teaching aspect. At that time, teachers had to dovetail across classes. They have to take different workload, or you could say big workload, because they will need to traverse across the different classes, and they tend not to give their best, because if I have to handle A, B, C, D, E in a day, I'm going to get tired and all of that. So that's what we're going to look at when we return after this short break. Stay with us.
In the flow state of mind on Flow 94.9 FM.
If you want to sing it like if you want to.
Many thanks for staying with the Flow of God's Own State. A special interview session with the principal of Government College UMUAHIA, Austin Osa Edegbe. He's live here in the studio. We are live on Facebook, by the way, facebook.com/Flow949 FM. You can be part of the conversation perhaps down the line. Let's get back to the issue of teaching. I had mentioned that before that particular break. What is the case like? There are modalities to monitor efficiency and delivery on course content.
Yeah, Thank you very much. You wouldn't have expected less when a school is up to 1,000, 2,000 in the population. Yes, the teaching job and the teachers will be overwhelmed. But we're talking about the school where we started. As of today, we are less than 100, right? So the faculty we have are even, let me use the word surplus. They will be there till when we get to the senior school, right? So the workload is easy. These teachers do their job and they deliver because in a week, the number of periods you take, all the classes we have, right? We just have 2 arms of 2 classes, that's 4. So teachers are really doing their job, they are delivering. So we don't have that to create one of the best sporting arena in Abia State. And when it is done, and it's not far away, by December, all things being equal, we will launch our ultra-modern sport arena, where everything called sport will be done, right? So that is in the pipeline. The old boys, they have it cut out, they have their plan, and they're working that plan to perfection. So I'm looking at the point whereby even when you want to have any sporting event in UMUAHIA, you will come to government college because we will have the facility, and that I can assure you. And we are working towards that, and the old boys are not reelecting. I can tell you by December, you will come and see the wonders. And maybe that will be the 7th, the 8th, or the 9th wonders of the world. That will happen.
I'm looking forward to that. I can remember London Bush, very close to the pitch there.
Yeah.
And I mean, the school is blessed with a land mass, which is enviable when you look at bigger institutions. I'm not sure there is any in this state that
could boast of that land mass.
Level. Oh, yeah, and they are doing their best to leverage that. Yeah. This question could sound a bit odd, but the daddy at home is listening, the mommy at home is listening, a child who is on public holiday at this point is listening. What is it like to study in Government College UMUAHIA?
Studying Government College UMUAHIA, I will tell you, it's an experience every boy child want to have. Let me remind you that the Government College UMUAHIA is a boys' school, a boy boarding school. So it's an experience they would like to have because, number one, we have serene environment, we have robust faculty, we have very rewarding extracurricular activities that boys want. We have football. Wow. We have we have a coach. We have a team for football. We have cricket. We have other sports that the boy child will. And remember, our desire is to take your boy child and groom them to become men. Because we believe that if we have boy child that is made to become a man, the families are blessed, the nation is blessed, and they will add and contribute their culture to the growth and development of the country. And that is what we do. So every boy child should look forward to come to government. And they've not disappointed us. Whenever they come for our entrance exams, they tell mommy and daddy, I'm not leaving this school. I love this school. I want to stay in this school. Because when you see good things, you appreciate the good thing and you stay with the good thing.
Let's look at the objective in the longer term. What are the old boys thinking of? Immediate success, long-term success, in the wake of all of these tremendous changes which the institution has undergone in the last decade.
Now, I'll tell you the thinking and the words. Whenever I get to talk to them, what they tell me is, we took over this because we know what we got from the system. We are telling you, produce boys that will be excellent in academics, in service, morals, and they will come back and also contribute their own quota to the school. So their watchword is excellence, excellence, excellence. Give us students that will be the best in all they do. And that has been our own, let me call it the marching order, that go there and make these boys excellent students. And that is our watchword.
Let's talk about something very key. It's been burning in my heart to ask the question. I had mentioned them earlier, Austin. Remember when I said people in the state, it's only a matter of time. They will be flooding to the gates of Government College UMUAHIA because they would have seen the glory returning. They would have seen it is now back at the echelon of education in the Southeast. in the state and they would want their children to be part of what is happening there. Are the old boys thinking of a school where UMUAHIA people and Abians will be part of in terms of affordability?
Yes, that I can tell you. This is not my first school in Abia. That is one. Two, I've been in top schools around. I can tell you for free. The number of people we have come in today to come to government college is amazing. Why? You can take this to the bank. Our fee for a boarding school is still the lowest. When I mean the lowest low when you compare to any other good boarding school you find around. You know, there's a difference between you having a day school and having both a day school and a boarding school together. But it will amaze you what we charge. Our fees are still very affordable, and that's why you see our floodgates. People come every entrance day. You have to see the number of people that come to our entrance. That I can assure you.
Okay, so let's talk about something you mentioned. Are you people still doing day? Is it just boarding school? Even if it's boarding, are you thinking of day in the future? Because I was a day student. I never spent one day or a night there at the boarding house. I don't know what the feeling is like. I used to hear that from others. So are you thinking of that maybe in the future?
In the future, for now, I think the mandate of the old boys, what they want is to reenact the way it was in the 60s, in the 50s, in the 40s, in the 70s, while they were here. It was just a pure boarding school. And in all my conversation with them, it has been, we are going to stick to it just being a pure boarding school. Should that change in the future? I wouldn't say. But for now, it's going to remain a pure boarding school because that's what they want.
Okay. I'm going to open the phone line so we can get involved, my listeners. 08081826949 or 0811-605-2949. Send us a WhatsApp message on 090-651-08289. Before I start looking at the phone lines, this one is very key. What's the admission process like? If I want to enroll my son, what are the processes I have to go through? What are those things which are very instrumental to that being a success?
Okay, first and foremost, I would say, in our bid to make sure we are accessible to everyone, for those in UMUAHIA and around UMUAHIA that can come to UMUAHIA, yes, you can get to the school. We will take you through the process, and I will explain that in a bit. For those outside UMUAHIA, we have states where we have marketers that market our products that are there. Take places like Owerri, in Onitsha, in Aba, in Uyo, in Abuja, in Lagos. We have marketers, and we can direct you to meet them. But the simple process is this: you get our application form, you get it, you fill it, and if you're outside UMUAHIA, we can do the exams for you online. But if you are in and around UMUAHIA, you come to the school, we can do that. And our exams most times are CBT.
I'm sorry, let's start getting them involved in the conversation. Good morning. Good morning. Can you move away from your radio set? Please.
Good morning.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Frank. I'm calling from Oman. Please, I want to know the admission process so that we can be able to wear our child.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just keep listening. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Will.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please, I joined a bit late. I want to know the name of your guest and who it is.
All right. I'm talking to the principal of Government College, UMUAHIA, Austin Osa Edegbe.
Okay. I've listened to him, and I want to say that I'm very much impressed. What the good boys of Government College have done is quite noble. I recall in those days, some of us from Edegbe High School, when it comes to football, we used to pepper Government College. They will use Edegbe to fight us after defeating them. I'm happy every time I pass there, I begin to ask other boys what they're doing. But I want to ask a question, Mr. Principal. One, is the government of Abia State involved in any way in Government College? Secondly, we are talking of giving back to the society. I'm sure if government college was charging this kind of fee that are being charged today, do you think that we would have gone to government college as a student and learned that people are charging as high as 2 million? I want to confirm, because if the old boys want to give back to their members, even the members, some of them are saying that they cannot even send their word to government college. So what is the idea of making it an elitist school, since it's supposed to be for the people that are, around that place?
Okay.
That's what I want to know.
Wrap up your thoughts now, please.
But the fee is very, very high. How do you get back to indigenous
Thank you
people
very much.
UMUAHIA?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's take further calls. Maybe you just have to be noting them, right, so you could respond at a bunch. Good morning.
Good morning, Wisdom Thomas.
Good morning. Go ahead. Good to hear from you this morning.
Good morning, our principal in the house.
Good morning, sir.
This is Loma, Professor from UMUAHIA.
Go ahead.
Part of the question I wanted to ask is what the school media has start, because when I go in, today I went into that 26, that school, I saw a lot of good work going on there. But the fee is very, very high. Now I want to ask you people, government college, no, I didn't attend that school, but I was made to understand they mark a lot of land there. They have a lot of land. Now, some of the staff houses there, people have sold it and they have started building on it. What is government college doing on those people building on school land? What are they doing? Because when you continue allowing them, one day, in one of the new buildings that two people are erecting, people will come and take it over and they start using it for private use. So what are you people doing? Thank you very much.
I think after taking 3-4 reactions, I would allow Austin to react, sir. Over to you.
Okay, the first one, admission process. Like I said, if you're in UMUAHIA, you come to the school, you pick admission form for 5,000, you'll be told to return the form and we'll pick a date for entrance. Should your boy do well in the entrance, we'll give the boy admission and the boy is in government college. It's as simple as that.
That's interesting.
Okay, involvement of government. Like we know, government college now is run by the old boys, and the government don't fund or have any other much involvement in government, though when it comes to the other part, which I'm not going to talk about, but the school is purely run by the old boys, and that is where we are with that. Now, fees. We keep hearing this, I don't know, this narrative that government college charges up to 2 million. Are you kidding me? No, that's not true. Permit me to say, and I'll say it there. For a boarding school of high quality as we are, per term, government college charges 300,000.
Wow.
Show me any big boarding school in this state that will charge that. We charge 300. That narrative has been on for a long time. We don't charge 2 million. Our fee is 300,000 per term. Visit us and you will find that to be so.
All right, let's take this call before I allow you to continue. Do call back. 080818269949 or 0811-605-2949. Good morning. Okay, let's see if this will go. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
We're having a challenge in terms of the network this morning. Continue to try. Good morning. I'm going to read out the numbers again. We embark on another short break. When we return, we will continue to take your calls. Good morning. 08081826949 or 08111-605-2949 or 090-651-08289. Let us try one more time. Good morning. I think we have to go on this short break. When we return, we will continue to take your calls and get further clarification from Austin, the principal of Government College, UMUAHIA.
You're in a flow state of mind on Flow 94.9 FM.
If you want to sing it like if you want to.
Thank you for staying with the flow of God's own state. 08081826949 or 08116052949. Good morning. This challenge. Oh, okay. Send us a message to 090-651-08289. I think you were still trying to explain the processes of gaining admission. How about those who do not stay in Abia State, who stay in neighboring states, Imo, Enugu, Ebonyi, Akwa Ibom State, the rest of them?
We can do that two ways. Way number one, we can link you up with the marketer in charge of that state, and he or she will put you through.
Good morning. Go ahead, sir. Sorry about that.
Okay, the second way that can be done is for you to apply, get an admission form, and your boy can sit in the comfort of your home to write the exams, but that person will be monitored. We have our monitoring system. I will monitor your child when they sit to write the exams, and the result will be out. And if your boy has come to prove that he is worthy to be in government college, we'll give him admission, and Ula is here in government college.
So the admission process is not tedious.
No.
All you have to do is to pass the exam.
Of course.
You are
Of
right
course.
in.
Yes, of course.
08081826949 or 08116052949. Thank you for joining us. Move away from your radio set. Please, when you call us, just move away from your radio set so we can avoid a holdback in the studio, and it's really affecting our ears. All right? Good morning. I would suggest a text message, please, or WhatsApp message 090-651-08289. Send us a message on 090-651-08289. Apparently, the network is iffy this morning, and it has put spanner in our work, but we wouldn't allow it to succeed because we can still leverage the WhatsApp and the text message platform. Like I said, we are live on Facebook, facebook.com/Flow949FM. Do get involved. Let's go back to, we'll keep an eye on the phone line, Austin, and then we'll get to hear from them when we can. I would want you to reiterate again what life is like as a student coming to Government College UMUAHIA to further his education. What is it like again? What is that thing that has stood Government College apart in the states where there are so many schools doing really well? What's that unique thing? What's the selling point of Government College UMUAHIA?
Okay, just like whenever I speak with the old boys, what they tell me, they'll tell you others did go to a secondary school, but for them, they attended a college, right? So that is the first difference. For you to be in a college and you experience a life in a college. So for every boy child that has come to government college, we have what we know and we call the UMUAHIan culture. We do things differently, right? The UMUAHIan culture is there. So your boy child will have to go through the UMUAHIan culture to become a well-respectable and a well-grounded man in future. So that process of taking.
Thank you very much. I think if I can make meaning of what he said, I think he was referring to the fee.
Yeah, and I think I've also
can become accessible.
Yes, I've also explained that. Before now, the narrative out there is that government college, you have to get 2 million to be in government college. And I've just said that it is not true. For you to be in government college, for a boarding school, the fee you pay per term is 300,000. That's what you pay any other term, 300,000. And I said, and I'm still looking for anyone that has a standard school of the magnitude of government college that will charge that for both your boarding fee and your tuition fee. Let me see one. You won't find it anywhere. The government college will charge 300. I think that is even more reasonable, and it is the least I've ever seen for a school of a magnitude of what is going on in government college.
All right, let's keep an eye on the phone line. 0808. Do call back, please. Sorry. 08081829. I'll take that again. 080818262949 or 0811-605-2949. On Facebook, facebook.com/FLO949FM. WhatsApp platform 09065108289. Continue to send your messages across, your questions. As an old boy, what do you like to see the school do? Good morning. Good morning. You are live. Okay, it is still this special interview session with the principal of Government College UMUAHIA, Austin Osa Edegbe. Thank you very much for enlightening us. We still have a couple of more minutes to go on the program, and just to look at other areas in terms of the school. I know you've assured of quality education and all of that. In terms of monitoring, you've harped on studying and teaching, that some focus on just delivering the course content but do not follow through to find out if they actually sunk in, and if the students assimilated what was taught them. Just go ahead to reiterate that again.
Yeah, there is a great difference between you teaching and the student learning. So in the classroom, it should be teaching and learning, right? Less of the teaching, more of the learning. I could remember in those days, while I was still active in the classroom, my expatriate principal then would tell me that when you enter a class and after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the teacher is still the one talking, then there's a problem, right? Because in modern education, the child must be at the center. You as the teacher, you lay the foundation and you allow them to learn by contributing, participating and doing everything. But what you find in most schools is that the teacher comes just to deliver. Just like the way you lecture in university. You don't want to know where the students are getting it. You just say your own and you go. But that is not the way it should be in our classroom. So we are so passionate to make sure that teaching and learning do occur in our classroom.
Let's talk about security, Austin. This is very key in our current security atmosphere, where there are uncertainties here and there over safety of children. We hear of children being kidnapped in one place or the other. What's the level of security there in Government College?
Yeah, as per security, I'll tell you, number one, the old boys, they are not where would I put? They don't lack or lag when it comes to personnel that can help them do things. I can tell you that we have retired military personnel that look into our security, advise the school on security, help us to do our security architecture. We have security men on ground. We have a well-fenced school. From the gate, you could see, you told me last time you came, you are not allowed in. So we check who do come in and who do go out. So all those things, we have it on ground. And I can tell you, we are sure that, yes, it's God that secured, but we've done our part. And we also call on God to always help us every day. So we are good to go on that.
Is there any level of consideration for students of old boys of the institution? Are they treated differently, or is it the same way they treat every other student? I mean, in terms of admission and tuition fee and all of that, are there preference or preferential treatment for those whose father, blah, 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 ex-students of the school?
We don't have any preferential treatment.
Okay.
It's the same process.
Even when my child will come there.
It is the same process.
Oh,
you go through the same process. But I would say, what I've discovered is the old boys, they are so united. to the fact that should one old boy be down, I've seen experiences whereby we had old boys that were able to come to the school, but they couldn't pay the fee. But I can tell you for free today that those fees were paid by other old boys just to keep that spirit alive. So that's what we get. That collegiality, that union between them. So they help themselves. Should an old boy have children? Because most of them, the old ones, their children are no more coming to secondary school. But those that still have, and they cannot, I can tell you that they within themselves pay the fees of old boys like that.
And you've mentioned that there is little or no support from the government here in the state. What about the federal government? Is there any level of support from that level?
None. The old boys, they fund the school. No support, no funding from any other source.
All right. Let's equally look at geographical spread. Experientially, is it basically like those from UMUAHIA? Do you have students who are stemming from different other parts of the state? How inclusive is the school in absorbing those from other parts of the country?
Okay, I'll say most times people don't want to be quote unquote the guinea pig. They want to watch. Yes, our first year we still have people from outside, but I can tell you from today we have students from Lagos, we have students from Abuja, we have students from Port Harcourt, from Uyo, from Enugu, just name it. But I can also assure you that as we keep doing what we're doing, by next session I can now tell you that more will come from other states to join us.
All right. Parting words, two things I want you to reflect on once again. The admission process, tell us once again what the admission process is like. And you've said that in series of meetings you've had with the old boys, they've told you that they would want you to produce